Hello friends, this is Yusuf with an exciting tutorial on Photoshop. I will teach you some of the basics of Photoshop, After Effects and some 3D programs like 3ds Max and C4D. This is my first Photoshop tutorial. As the tutorial advances, I will tell you some of the uses of very important tools in Photoshop. So guys, have your cup of coffee or tea on your desk and get ready to take a little ride in the world of Photoshopping. Let's start. So guys, this is Photoshop CS 5.5 and basically what we are going to create today is from this image to this. Isn't it cool? Yeah, actually you can create this kind of images, like showing happiness, totally different from other stuff, like happiness is it's like specifically showing happiness. And here I'm showing, like two frogs, they are in full color and the other background surrounding them, it's all in black and white. So this is very cool effect, very easy effect. You can learn this. You can learn this. They are really simple steps. I think it's only one or two steps involved in making this. So we're going to be creating from this to this. First of all, layer palette, we go to layer palette and we're going to duplicate this layer. So using mouse, you can right click on the layer and you can select duplicate layer, and it will ask for the name of the duplicate layer. So you can name any name. It's like effect layer. So we'll keep this layer as a backup purpose, like if we again want to come back and do some other effect or do something else, so we can come back to it. So we'll just close this eye so that it's not visible now. So we'll be working onto this layer. So one more example, one more shortcut to duplicate the layer is hold Ctrl and J, hold Ctrl and press J, Ctrl J. So that will duplicate the layer. For example, I'll just make it visible and Ctrl J. So you can see I've duplicated the layer and I don't have to rename it. If you want to rename the layer, you can click on or next to this thumbnail, like you have to click next to this thumbnail here onto this, and if I double click on this, it will give me an option to rename it. So again, I've put EFFACT, effect layer 2, and I'll just make it invisible. Okay, so we'll be working on this layer. So what we're going to do is we're going to select this option here, this tool here. It's called quick selection tool, and I love this tool in Photoshop. This is the best tool, I tell you, to separate the background from foreground or to select any particular image, and you don't have to struggle a lot in making a selection. So just select this quick selection tool. I've selected, and you can see the cursor has changed into a round diameter circle, and this is and you can see a plus sign in the middle of the circle. So that means it will add up the selection on whichever area you're going to select. So if I click on this and if I hold the left mouse button and drag, so it will start selecting the edges of the image. So the image has to be, it's to have clear edges, strong edges, so that it selects the edges firmly, and you can say this. And if I hold Alt on the keyboard, you can see that plus has changed to minus in the middle of the circle. So that means I can deselect that particular part. As you can see here, if I just move to towards the face, I can deselect the face part, and again I can select this part if it exceeds at this point. So what I can do is hold Alt, that changes to minus sign, and this means I'll be subtracting this part. I don't want this part to be selected, so I'll just move towards the edge, and this is not selected, and this means that the area that is selected in this mark you, and you can see there's ants over here, scrolling ants. This means that this area will be affected whatever effect I put. So I'll be selecting the whole lady. So I'll just drag and I'll start selecting. You can see automatically it's selecting the whole it's selecting the whole image here, and it's pretty easy. You don't have to struggle a lot for the edges and all, so it automatically selects whichever place you want to select. So it's very easy, and I just love this. So you can see that I've selected the part whichever I wanted, but you can see one more thing here is I've selected some extra parts here, so I don't want this part to be selected. So what I'll do is I just hold Alt and I'll start deselecting it. So you can see I'm deselecting it now. I wanted this much, so I don't want this part also. So what I'll do is I'll deselect this. But one more thing I forgot to tell you is if you want to increase the diameter of this circle, you can use the bracket arrows, square bracket keys on the keyboard. It will the right square bracket will increase the diameter of the circle, and left square bracket will decrease the diameter of the circle. So basically if you have very small places to deselect or select, you can use these brackets to increase or decrease the size of the diameter. So I don't want this part to be selected, so what I'll do is I'll just hold on to left square bracket. So what it'll do is it'll decrease the size of the diameter of that selection tool, and I'll just hold Alt and I'll click here, and it will start selecting it. So you can see that this part of the area is not selected now. Only the main part of this lady is selected. So here also, for this tutorial purpose, I won't go much deeper into precision because it will take a lot of time to sit and precisely do. If you want to be precise, you can sit and give some hours of time to do it more perfectly, but this is the basic selection process. If you want to go much detailed inside, so what you can do is hold Control on the keyboard and press on the plus sign in the num keypad. So if you press, it will increase the image, and again you can decrease the size of the diameter, and hold Alt and just select this part. So you can see as like this way you can work more precisely, giving more depth and more cleanliness to your work, to your effect, whatever you're trying to achieve. And okay, and see I wanted to select this, so the image gets pixelated, and it will be very easy for you to work on the pixelated boxes. You know, these are the square boxes. I just call them square boxes. And okay, so we have selected the image. Okay, so one more thing what you can do is you can just right click on the image and select layer via copy. If you do layer via copy, it will separate whatever selection we had done from this image. So you can see I've separated the lady from that image, and what you can do is there are many effects. This is the basic common effect that you can use to separate the background from a person, and you can put some other background here at this point, and it gives a feel that she is into some other world. And let's not waste time, and I'll just go back again, Control Alt Z. So if you want to go back, if you want to undo something, you have to click Control plus Alt plus Z. You have to hold Control Alt and Z to go back, and you can go back, I think as many times as like 20 times is the maximum. So you can go back 20 times back. And so I wanted this area to be in black and white. If I apply any effect, if I go to desaturate, it will make this image as black and white, but I don't need this. This will give something as, you know, like there's some happy moments going on outside and she is in black and white, and that gives a depression kind of an feeling. but I want this lady to be in colorful and happy mode. So what I'll do is I'll just go back, Control Alt Z, and I don't want this lady to be in black and white. So what I'll do is I'll go to select and click on inverse, and you can do this by shortcut, and that would be shift control plus I. It's been stated here. So if you do shift control and I, it'll inverse the selection. So what does inverse selection do? Let's see. When you click on inverse, what this will do is, except this image, it will now select the other part of the image. So now this effect, like this part of the image is selected. That's what the inverse has done. It has inversely selected the other part of this selection. Okay, so now what we can do is we go to image adjustments, and we go to we click on the desaturate, that is shift control U. What desaturate will do is it will take all the red, green and blue values of the image, and it will give us a black and white effect, and it will make the image in black and white. So we have done this, and after getting this effect, what we'll do is we go to select and we'll deselect it. So control minus, and you can see this is a beautiful effect. I just love this effect. And you can see now that this woman she is in color and the background is in black and white. So this kind of effect can be used in many places, as like people are holding our national flag, and you can show only national flag in color and the other people in black and white, and that gives a dominance, that gives an happiness or strength, or kind of some other images also like this, where I selected the tongue, the cat, from this image to this image, and then I select to separate this tongue, and I just gave a color to this. So it gave this effect, and you can go to this effect, and it was this before and made it this, and you can use this. You can use any image, and before it was this, and I made this, and there's some of the imperfections in this work, because you can see the hairs have the color left from the old image, this color. So that can be done, but it needs a lot of work. It needs a lot of other work, like the selection process. And in other tutorials I'll be showing you how to select the only hairs, like only this thin hairs and all, for perfect refinement of the selection, whatever you do. And this kind of effects can be done, and this also can be done. And it was this before, and this was, and this is effect what we got. So guys, subscribe to my channel, and thanks a lot for watching my tutorial, and I hope that you also come up with great ideas and create and share it with us. So thanks a lot for watching my tutorial, and God